I'm pleased to say I'm joined by one of the newest winners on the PDC Women's Series, Rhian O'Sullivan. Thanks for the time, Rhian. How are you doing?
Yeah, thanks for asking me. I'm great, thanks.
Glad to hear it and appreciate the time. And let's start with that win on Saturday evening. We know with these Women's Series weekends, 4 events crammed into 2 days, you don't get a lot of time to take stock on things, but now you are home. Have you had time to reflect on adding your name to that Roll of Honour?
Yeah, like you said, it's a pretty hectic weekend and it's a heavy load, you know. There's a lot of games on top of each other, but I'm absolutely delighted, and the support that I've had and the encouragement I've had since and before as well has just been amazing, really. So, no, it's a load off my back, you know, just to have that win against Beau, but just have a win in the PDCs where I've been pretty close a few times, but not quite done it. But I'm very happy to say that, yes, I'm glad I've done it now.
And you mentioned the win against Beau Greaves in the final. That's the first time that Beau's lost in a Women's Series final. Did that make it extra special to win it, beating the player who general consensus is the best in the women's game right now?
Yes. Only because personally we've had a lot of finals, semi-finals against each other recently in the last 12 months, and for me it's been a great relief just to have that winning line, or go over that winning line, really. So yeah, very, very, very relieved and happy.
Well, we'll come back to that win later on, but let's rewind back to the start for you in darts. Where did it all begin for you? How did you get introduced to the game?
Many years ago now, 17, just playing at home with my father, and he said, we need a ladies player in our team. Would you like to share the driving? Meaning he was driving there, I was driving home. And then I just started there, really, and I got picked up with another local league and played there, and then asked to play Super League, County, Wales, and then it's gone on and on from there, really. So
it certainly has. And when did the dream of playing in a World Championship at Lakeside, when did you start to think that could be a possibility?
Really, I'm one of these, just take one day at a time and try things, But I went to a playoff about 11 years, 12 years ago up in, I think it was Bridlington. And I qualified from there, really, and I just took one game at a time and found myself in the final against Trina. Didn't win that time, and I've come back 10 years later again, going through the qualifiers and coming through it, and losing out to Kirsty Hutchison in the semis. So, and from there, really, I found this time round there's been a lot more support and a lot more acknowledgement for the women's game. So I found myself now with a very supportive management, very supportive sponsors. My husband is great and he's encouraged me everywhere I can go. It's all go up and up, really, and I'm actually putting more time in myself, practicing more and trying to commit to more tournaments and things myself. So, and I see that the standard is a lot more now, so you've got to put the time in to get anything out of it, really. Definitely.
Well, looking back on those early Lakeside appearances, and as far as World Championship debuts, you mentioned it there, your first one getting to the final. Debuts, they don't get much better though. You beat the top seed in your Welsh compatriot Julie Gore 2 straight sets, and then another 2-0 win in the semi-finals to get to the final. So what did those early wins mean to you at that stage?
To be honest, I don't think I was that ready for it at that time. But yeah, over the moon, I don't think I realised what I was quite achieving at the time. So, but again, it was much quieter on the ladies' front. Well, that's why, there weren't these interviews beforehand. There wasn't anything much after it. So I think it has changed a lot since the first time round to now, media-wise, So
definitely seen the interest pick up in the ladies' game. And as you mentioned there, you've had that break from World Championships, if you like. You played 2011, got to the final again, 2012, and then the 10 years on, you were back for the WDF Women's World Championship. Was that break, was it solely down to playing less darts? You had other responsibilities at the time?
Yeah, yes, work, family commitments, just the money, the finances wasn't there, the backing wasn't there, so it just wasn't a priority for me at the time, and I just focused on my Welsh career, which I've been doing for years and years, and I always have done the Welsh Open. That's the only one that I've really done for years, but I think this is the last, like I said, the last 12 months is the first time I've really knuckled down and done a bit more. So, and it's so far so good. So,
Yeah, I mean, during that time then, did you always think that you would make a comeback to this sort of darts when the time was right and you'd get back playing on the circuit more?
I think it's everything, everybody wishes it. And yeah, I'm just very blessed, really. I'm very happy that I've done so well. And I don't suppose I expected it, but you always hope that you're good enough and that you've put your time in, so then you reap the rewards then, So that's how I'm feeling about it at the moment.
I said it was 10 years between World Championship appearances at Lakeside, but you were at Lakeside in 2021 for those qualifiers that you mentioned, where there was just the one spot available in the field and you won through the qualifier. What did that win mean to you to secure that return to the World Championship after that break, and I guess really announced yourself back on that side of the darts?
Well, at the time we'd been through a lot of family bereavement, so I was just doing it as something that I thought they'd want me to do, and I think I got through just purely on emotions, to be honest. But I since then it's just been something that I've enjoyed doing, and I'm thinking, come on, I can do it, and why not?
And it was an impressive run that you had at Lakeside last April, 85 average in the first round and 89 average in the quarterfinal, semi-finals, 2-0 down to Kirsty Hutchinson in sets. You come back, take it all the way to that last leg before being edged out. So how did you reflect on that week at Lakeside?
I enjoyed every minute of it, to be honest, and I couldn't believe the darts I was throwing, to be honest, because at the time, again, we'd be going through so much bereavement and everything. It wasn't my first priority in everything, but I was there trying my best, and they just seemed to be flowing in. So since then, I've been committing more and practicing more, and the backing I've had from everybody, like I said, is amazing, and it's such an encouragement to me. So you just keep on going and doing it then.
No, it's been good to see, and nowadays, you mentioned it there, there's more media commitments in the ladies' game. There's more opportunities for the ladies. The introduction of the women's series a few years ago, and that's expanded now as well. I mean, for you last year, you came so close to that women's world match play, just missing out by £100. I know you mentioned on your interview on Saturday that you watched it, so did watching it give you that extra bit of motivation to want to get to Blackpool this year?
Oh, absolutely. I can't express to you how gutted I was missing out last year, and I was watching it thinking, I'd love to be there. So it definitely has been an inspiration for this year and a motivation. But I've got to say that the standard of the ladies is just boomed. It's so difficult now. I'd say not even the top 8, I'd say top 16 you wouldn't really want to play any given day, because any given day they can beat you, so which is brilliant. It's great to see that anybody can knock anybody out, which has been shown this weekend, I think, by the variation of who won the tournaments. There's 4 different people have won 4 tournaments this weekend, so it's great to see.
Yeah, it definitely is. And for yourself, first game up at the weekend, the draw comes out and it's Makuru Suzuki first. What do? You go throw a 100 average and win it 4-0. And even though it is the first round, how much confidence do you take from a performance like that?
Do you know what? I was absolutely super delighted with that one, because I played that well as well, and it was, no, I don't want to lose again to you, so I'm trying my best this year, and thank goodness, they went in, and everything went really well and smoothly for me, so very happy with that one.
Well, you're even more happy later on that day. You're celebrating with a title, and as we mentioned, beating Beau in the final. From all your achievements so far, where does that title sit for you? Is it at the top?
Definitely up there, absolutely. From what it actually means, I think, absolutely, definitely top 5 But I know, Beau wasn't absolutely at her best, so but I will take it. I'll take the win. I'm more than delighted with it.
That win, that's put you up to third on the list for the Women's World Matchplay now with 1 weekend to go. Are you already booking your B&B for Blackpool, or are you going to hold off until the final weekend?
Oh, I think there's something in the pipeline with the management there, but he's keeping a lid on it, but try not to scare me, I think. But definitely book my flights, book my hotel for everything for Germany, definitely going there. Really hoping it's a good draw and good results for me. So I'm giving my all anyway.
Well, speaking of third, you're third on the Women's Series Order of Merit, third in the WDF World Rankings as well, and you're now establishing yourself. You're among the best ladies players that there is in the game right now. What is the main goal for you, though, that you're aiming towards? What gets you on the practice board to push for more?
I think just to stay where I am, really, or try a bit better. There's always room for improvement, isn't there? But that's the aim at the minute. Try and keep where I am, or try and keep the same standard, and not a bit better, which I need to do. So.
And you're also the first Welsh winner of a Women's Series title. We're seeing more ladies from Wales competing these weekends now. That the men's side, obviously, that's more established with Price, Johnny Clayton fighting at the top. But how would you assess the overall game in Wales right now? Can you see that it's growing?
Definitely, yeah. There's a lot more. There's a few talented girls coming through. Maybe not so much with the youth, but that's something that we all need to work on and encourage the girls to pick up their darts and go to the academies that are around. But yeah, it's definitely getting there, and everybody's pushing and pulling each other up, I think, with the standard at the moment, because you just can't just show up and hope for the best anymore. You've got to put your time in and the effort to keep up with everybody at the minute.
Just lastly, lots to look forward to for the rest of the year. Lakeside, of course, coming up in December. You're well set for Blackpool with a weekend to go, but what are you most looking forward to for the rest of this year, darts-wise?
I think I'm looking forward definitely to Germany, and hopefully Blackpool, and then again to Lakeside. Like you said, you mentioned them all. I think that's my main priorities, and trying just to keep up with the points, really, not slip down too much. I think I'm quite happy where I am, to be honest. I'm not going to be too greedy. Just stay there or thereabouts.
And it's a good place to be where you are at the moment, Rhian. Congratulations on the title at the weekend, and appreciate the time, and wish you all the best for the next weekend in Germany. Fingers crossed for Blackpool and what else is to come this year as well.
Yeah. Oh, that's brilliant. Thank you so much.